shits, but I see zero. Being in the trap, getting this money with my niggas. Cash committee in this bitch, and we get some figures. Got my nigga Merc, hell yeah, that's fucking nigga. I got 4-5 banging this beat like a chopper trigger. But ever since I was a jit, I been getting that dope. I been jumped off this poor bitch in the 94. Kicking niggas dough, yeah, what you call a kick dough. Now I'm water whipping that whip, and I'm whipping it slow. Out of here. Got them stacks in the back, I'm about to take on. Keep a bad bitch with my watch to take on. In the kitchen, water whipping, about to take on. The master chef of this kitchen, about to take on. Got the stacks in the back, about to take on. Keep that bad bitch with me, about to take on. In the kitchen, water whipping, about to take on. The master chef of this kitchen, about to take on. Take on. Call me Merc and watch me take off. I heard you snakes, so you know we not gon' take you off. I just stick straight to that cold shit. The cold artillery, fill you up with them hoes quick. Get so high right now that we can't come down. Back on the motherfucking clouds, while folk drumming on that mouth. I don't speak about nothing that I ain't already did. I don't screaming I'm broke, but I invest in my shit. Niggas running around, living so beyond they needs. But I swear I'm about that cream, and they soft as baby teeth. And it's Mercy on the track, Dready turned up to the max. And it's 4-5 on the track, salute the Benji, welcome back, go! Got them stacks in the back, I'm about to take on. Keep a bad bitch with my watch to take on. In the kitchen, water whipping, about to take on. The master chef of this kitchen, about to take on. Got the stacks in the back, about to take on. Keep that bad bitch with me, about to take on. In the kitchen, water whipping, about to take on. The master chef of this dishes, about to take on. Take on.
Yo, Dready.
What up, Paco?
What's up, man?
I ain't shit.
Yeah, man. Thing on the way, man. The A1 Perito, man.
Word.
Yeah, man.
Damn,
Know it's on the way, man.
for sure.
Thing about to take off, man. You already know for sure, man.
You already know,
It's coming
Paco.
full strong, man.
I know, man.
Oh, yeah.
Can't
The
tell
A1
what
Perito, my nigga.
Oh, my nigga, I know.
I'm out of here.
But the truth.
Yeah.
Got them stacks in the back, I'm about to take on. Keep a bad bitch with my watch to take on. In the kitchen, water whipping, about to take on. The master chef of this kitchen, about to take on. Got the stacks in the back, about to take on. Keep that bad bitch with me, about to take on. In the kitchen, water whipping, about to take on. The master chef of this dishes, about to take on. Got the pack in the hood, about to take off. Ballin' hard like the NBA playoffs. Went hard with the pack from the Migos. Nigga talking about the shits, but I see zero. Being in the trap, getting this money with my niggas. Cash committee in this bitch, and we get some figures. Got my nigga Merc, hell yeah, that's fucking nigga. I got 4-5 banging this beat like a chopper trigger. But ever since I was a jit, I been getting that dope. I been jumped off this poor bitch in the 94. Kicking niggas dough, yeah, what you call a kick dough. Now I'm water whipping that whip, and I'm whipping it slow. Out of here. Got them stacks drumming on that mouth. I don't speak about nothing that I ain't already did. I don't screaming I'm broke, but I invest in my shit. Niggas running around, living so beyond they needs. But I swear I'm about that cream, and they soft as baby teeth. And it's Mercy on the track, Dready turned up to the max. And it's 4-5 on the track, salute the Benji, welcome back, go. Got them stacks in the pants, I'm about to take on. Keep a bad bitch with me, about to take on. In the kitchen, water whip it, about to take on. The master chef of this kitchen, about to take on. Got the stacks in the pants, about to take on. Keep that bad bitch with me, about to take on. In the kitchen, water whip it, about to take on. The master chef of this dishes, about to take on.
Yo, Dready.
What up, Paco?
What's up, man?
I ain't shit.
Yeah, man. Thing on the way, man. The A1 Pedito, man.
Word.
Yeah, man.
Damn,
Know it's on the way, man.
for sure.
Thing about to take off, man. You already know for sure, man.
You already know,
It's
Paco.
coming full strong, man.
I know, man.
Oh, yeah.
Can't
The
tell
A1
what
Pedito, my nigga.
Oh, my nigga. I know.
I'm out of here.
Nothing but the truth.
Yeah.
Got them stacks in the pants, I'm about to take on. Keep a bad bitch with me, about to take on. In the kitchen, water whip it, about to take on. The master chef of this kitchen, about to take on. Got the stacks in the pants, about to take on. Keep that bad bitch with me, about to take on. In the kitchen, water whip it, about to take on. The master chef of this dishes, about to take on. Got the pack in the hood, about to take off. Ballin' hard like the NBA playoffs. Went hard with the pack from the Migos. Nigga talking about the shits, but I see zero. Being in the trap, getting this money with my niggas. Cash committee in this bitch, and we get see figures. Got my nigga Merc, hell yeah, that's fucking nigga. I got 4-5 banging this beat like a chopper trigger. But ever since I was a jit, I been getting that dope. I been jumped off this poor bitch in the 94. Kicking niggas dough, yeah, what you call a kick dough. Now I'm water whipping that whip, and I'm whipping it slow. Outta here. Got them stacks in the pants, I'm about to take on. Keep a bad bitch with me, about to take on. In the kitchen, water whip it, about to take on. The master chef of this kitchen, about to take on. Got the stacks in the pants, about to take on. Keep that bad bitch with me, about to take on. In the kitchen, water whip it, about to take on. The master chef of this dishes, about to take on. Call me Merc and watch me take off. I heard you snakes, so you know we not gon' take you off. I just stick straight to that cold shit. The cold artillery, fill you up with them holes quick. Get so high right now that we can't come down. There go the motherfucking clouds, while folk drumming on that mouth. I don't speak about nothing that I ain't already did. I don't screaming I'm broke, but I invest in my shit. Niggas running around, living so beyond they needs. But I swear I'm about that cream, and they soft as baby teeth. And it's Mercy on the track, Dready turned up to the max. And it's 4-5 on the track, salute the Benji, welcome back, go. Got them stacks in the pants, I'm about to take on. Keep a bad bitch with me, about to take on. In the kitchen, water whip it, about to take on. The master chef of this kitchen, about to take on. Got the stacks in the pants, about to take on. Keep that bad bitch with me, about to take on. In the kitchen, water whip it, about to take on. The master chef of this dishes, about to take on.
Yo, Dreddy.
What up, Paco?
What's up, man?
I ain't shit.
Yeah, man. Thing on the way, man. The A1 Pedito, man.
Word.
Yeah, man.
Damn,
Know it's on the way, man.
for sure.
Thing about to take off, man. You already know for sure, man.
You already know,
It's
Paco.
coming full strong, man.
I know, man.
Oh, yeah.
Can't
The
tell
A1
a nigga,
Pedito, my nigga.
That's all, my nigga. I know.
I'm out of here.
Nothing but the truth.
Yeah.
Got them stacks in the packs, I'm about to take on. Keep a bad bitch with me, about to take on. Hit the kitchen water whip it, about to take on. The master chef of this kitchen, about to take on. Got the stacks in the packs, about to take on. Keep the bad bitch with me, about to take on. Hit the kitchen water whip it, about to take on. The master chef of this dishes, about to take on. Got the pack in the hood, about to take off. Ballin' hard like the NBA playoffs. Went hard with the pack from the Migos. Nigga talking about the shits, but I see zero. Being in the trap, getting this money with my niggas. Cash committee in this bitch, and get some figures. Got my nigga Merc, hell yeah, that's fucking nigga. I got 4-5 banging this beat like a chopper trigger. But ever since I was a jit, I been getting that dope. I been jumped off this poor bitch in the 94. Kicking niggas dough, yeah, what you call a kick dough. Now I'm water whipping that whip, and I'm whipping it slow. Outta here. Got the stacks in the packs, I'm about to take on. Keep a bad bitch with me, about to take on. Hit the kitchen water whip it, about to take on. The master chef of this kitchen, about to take on. Got the stacks in the packs, about to take on. Keep the bad bitch with me, about to take on. Hit the kitchen water whip it, about to take on. The master chef of this dishes, about to take on.
Call me Merc and watch me take off. I heard you snakes, so you know we not gon' take y'all. I just stick straight to that cold shit. The cold artillery, fill you up with them holes quick. Get so high right now that we can't come down. Back on the motherfucking clouds, while folk drumming on that mouth. I don't speak about nothing that I ain't already did. I do screaming I'm broke, but I invest in my shit. Niggas running around, living so beyond they needs. But I swear I'm about that cream, and they saw this baby T. And it's Mercy on the track, Dreddy turned up to the max. And it's 4-5 on the track, salute the Benji, welcome back, come.
Got the stacks in the packs, I'm about to take on. Keep a bad bitch with me, about to take on. Hit the kitchen water whip it, about to take on. The master chef of this kitchen, about to take on. Got the stacks in the packs, about to take on. Keep the bad bitch with me, about to take on. Hit the kitchen water whip it, about to take on. The master chef of this dishes, about to take on.
Yo, Dreddy.
What up, Paco?
What's up, man?
I ain't shit.
Yeah, man. Thing on the way, man. The A1 Pedito, man.
Word.
Yeah, man.
Damn,
Know it's on the way, man.
for sure.
Thing about to take off, man. You already know for sure, man.
You already know,
It's
Paco.
coming full strong, man.
I know, man.
Oh, yeah.
Can't
The
tell a
A1
nigga,
Pedito, my nigga.
That's all, my nigga. I know.
I'm out of here.
Nothing but the truth.
Yeah.
Got the stacks in the packs, I'm about to take on. Keep a bad bitch with me, about to take on. Hit the kitchen water whip it, about to take on. The master chef of this kitchen, about to take on. Got the stacks in the packs, about to take on. Keep the bad bitch with me, about to take on. Hit the kitchen water whip it, about to take on. The master chef of this dishes, about to take on. Got the pack in the hood, about to take off. Ballin' hard like the NBA playoffs. Went hard with the pack from the Migos. Nigga talking about the shits, but I see zero. Being in the trap, getting this money with my niggas. chopper trigger. But ever since I was a kid, I been
All right, what up? A little bit of golf this morning. Downloaded this last night while I was watching wrestling. Got a new external hard drive, so I'll probably be downloading a lot more games in that perspective. Okay, so yeah, I like golf. I know a lot of people don't like golf, but I like golf. So we're gonna do with that.
Change your aim direction to aim at the target and pass this lesson. Picking the right club is another key to shot selection. Your current club is always displayed here. Change your club to aim at the target and pass this lesson. There are 6 basic shot types built into the game for you to use. Your current shot type is always displayed here. A full shot aims your club at its maximum distance. A choke shot aims you a little shorter than the club's maximum distance. A punch shot is a low shot used to get out of the trees or keep the ball under the wind. A pitch shot is useful when you get near the green. A flop shot is useful near the green when you need the ball to stop quickly. A chip shot is useful when you are right next to the green and have a lot of room to work with. Creating custom shots starts with knowing how to change your aim distance. Change your aim distance to aim at the targets and pass this lesson. You can further customize your shots by using shot shaping. Your shot shaping meter will show up here when you are actively using it. Change your shot shape to aim through the rings and pass this lesson. There are 3 different ways to play the game. Each offers a unique swing mechanic and supporting settings. The classic style uses a 3-click swing mechanic. While it has aids like zoom and an aiming arc, it also has realistic features like gusting winds and more difficult ball lies. The 3-click meter will start its movement from here. You want to make your second click when the meter reaches the power window. You want to make your third click when the meter reaches the strike window.
Nice. Nice shot.
Now that you know how to play and your training is complete, you can keep this style, practice some more, or choose a different style. So many historic moments have played out before our eyes in major championships, and today, two of the top players in the world are set to tee off. Rory McIlroy holding a one-shot lead over Martin Keimer. It's the final round of the U.S. Open Championship at Chambers Bay.
Going into the final round of any golf tournament with a chance to win, especially a major championship, it's a huge buzz. That's the only way I can describe it. It's the best feeling a golfer can have because you're in the mix and you're in with a chance to win one of the biggest tournaments in the world. It's an incredible feeling. It's something that you may only get to experience a handful of times in your life. So, that atmosphere, you want to soak it in as much as you can and really enjoy it.
Rory McIlroy coming off a strong performance yesterday, now making his way through that first tee box, looking to add another major championship trophy to his already growing collection.
And Rich, there's no doubt both golfers will be nervous until they get that very first tee shot under their belt.
The first tee shot is probably the most difficult because you've been thinking about that shot since the night before. Once you get that first shot out of the way, you calm down, you're a little more settled, you're not quite as anxious or nervous, and you sort of get into the rhythm of the round. You want to get off to the best start possible, and obviously that starts with that first tee shot.
Well, here he is, Rory McIlroy, a past U.S. Open champion, about to tee off what should be an historic day of golf alongside the beautiful Puget Sound.
Sound be mix your speaker sound. JMK the reach. I ball you in the bleachers. In school I so big mid blunts. I fell out with my teacher. She said that I wouldn't be shit till I grew up. No, I'm no keeper. Now I fuck on my teacher. There you go. JMK. I'm in the field with my gangsters. Blowing gas like Jamaicans. We bust cage like them Haitians. Fell in love with dead face. Don't fuck with my nigga, we race. No code of finish, shredding statements. Boy, it ain't no cap in my rap, no cap. I really G in the yo. Put it all in, I got money trap. I'm really moving the pack. It ain't no rats in my trap. Free smoke, who won't stack? Free smoke, run down on my out, let them have. Slide on this block, automatic. Drowning in the money bag, yo. Cops on, I trap for a reason. Shut up, ho, you doing too much. Bitch, you worthless, to be honest, please. Be cautious, unannounced to us. Real regular,
Alright, so let's get back to it.
Fuck with us, fuck that bitch, all us. Fuck that, run through the chain, all us. Run through the chain, fuck it up, ball on the shooter alert. Fuck it up, don't press your luck, you get put on a shirt. Stop watching me, fool, you making me nervous. My brother's purse. Tell me what you say, I don't know how to act. Dealer with the Glock in my hand, with my money at. Where's whole lot of bands, yeah, I need a lot of that. Beat in the door, ain't no turning back. Yes, I charge for features. I do. Sound be mix your speakers. JMK the reach. I ball you in the bleachers. In school, I so big mid. I fell out with my teacher. She said that I wouldn't be shit.
Alright, first swing.
Frank looked like a nice balanced swing.
Well, the free-flowing action that we find synonymous with Rory McIlroy in display, even under the nervousness of an opening tee shot in the final round of the US Open, and just blitzed it down the fairway.
That one carried a long way, stayed up in the sky forever. That is a monster hit right there. He carried that more than 350 yards. Let's see what McIlroy does now with his second.
With 2 feet, baby on baby. Got big bangs,
good swing, and it looks like Frank
Right
has
there,
a really good shot. Looks to be a good one, Frank.
Oh, nestles inside 15 feet, so a birdie chance coming up for Rory.
Opportunity to put pressure on Keimer right out of the gate.
And it's uphill, Rich. It should, if anything, move to the right. Just depends on the speed of this putt, whether it's left edge or outside.
In school, I sold big mid-blunts. I fell out with my teacher. She said that I wouldn't be shit till I grew up. No, I'm no keeper. Now I fuck on my teacher. There you go. Jim K. I'm in the bill with my gangsters. Blowing gas like Jamaicans. We bust cage like them hate. Fell in love with dead face. Don't fuck with my nigga, we race. No code of pen and shred a statement. Boy, it ain't no cap in my rap, no cap. I really G in it, yo. Put it all in, I got money trap. I'm really moving the pack. It ain't no rats in my trap. Free smoke, who won't stack? Free smoke, run down on my out, let them have. Slide on this block out of match. Drowning in money bag, yo. Cops on, I trap for a reason. Shut up, ho, you doing too much.
Buckets.
Birdie straight out of the gate.
Beautiful, done.
I think making putts early in a round is very important. It sets the tone for the day and it gives you some positive momentum early. You see the ball go into the hole and it gives you momentum. You face this downhill putt at the US Open with greens that are as tricky as that. It just makes it even more difficult. I feel like you always face important putts no matter when it is, but obviously they're that much more important when it's the final round of a major.
Now over to the second. McIlroy with a challenging downhill putt. And I know it's early, but this is the type of putt that can really generate some momentum for the rest of the day.
Well, this putt's only 12 feet, Rich, but it's downhill. And because of that, it's going to be very, very fast. You're almost going to putt this like it's only about 8 feet long. Speed of the green to take it the extra distance.
Down on the bottom of the barrel. Good start for Rory McIlroy. Back-to-back birdies. So second shot here at the fourth, and this one sets up pretty well for McIlroy, doesn't it, Frank?
It's an easy one for him to work out. A little bit uphill, perhaps a club. And with 165 yards, playing closer to 170, 175. Still a birdie opportunity.
Out of it. Yes, sir. Mic check, mic check, mic check. Yep. So, look at it.
It is what it is. I'm my brother's keeper. I can give it years. I take your life cause you in the head. We don't go in the bill. We run shit, we still up. Playing with the gang, get bust. We run shit, we step it up. Playing with the gang, get bust.
It's a good strike. Good swing by McIlroy. And no problem finding the putting surface.
He can really get red hot with a putter. Let's see what McIlroy does.
In school, I sold big mid-blunts. Fell out with my teacher. She said that I wouldn't be shit till I grew up. No, I'm no keeper. Now I fuck on my teacher. There you go. Jim K. I'm in the bill with my gangsters. Blowing gas like Jamaicans. We bust cage like them hate. Fell in love with dead face. Don't fuck with my nigga, we race. No code of pen and shred a statement. Boy, it ain't no cap in my rap, no cap. I really G in it, yo. Put it all in, I got money trap. I'm really moving the pack. It ain't no rats in my trap. Free smoke, who won't stack? Free smoke, run down on my out, let them have it. Slide on the out of match.
Good try, just didn't quite read the break, Frank.
It shouldn't be a problem, you think, cleaning up here at the park.
Real wrecking, real fuck with us. Fuck that bitch, all us. Fuck that, run through the chain, all us. Run through the ticket up, all them shooter.
What the fuck?
Just misses. Man,
Just pushed it.
That hurts. So not his best work. He'll walk away with a bogey.
There's some times when there might be a wait on a tee box.
Yo, what's going on, bro?
You've played your shot and you're waiting on your playing partners to hit their shots, and you just look around and
Playing a little goddamn golf this morning, bro. Playing a little golf this morning.
because you don't really, you don't appreciate it that much whenever you're playing and
Shout out to Ishmael, y'all. Shout out to Ishmael Muhammad.
we're trying to win golf
Facts.
tournaments and not really taking in the beauty of your surroundings.
Heat of a U.S. Open championship, you're thinking about grinding out pars, but it's hard to miss this view, Frank. They call it Olympus, and with good reason.
All right.
Certainly
So I
is.
guess this is my
Lovely
first
view,
time
virtually
playing
of
this,
the
but I
whole
like
golf
golf.
course from here. But
So-
this hole, that's the one that Rory's going to worry about right now. Downhill, so it's going to play well short of its normal yardage. You're going to have to club accordingly. And look at the shape of that green, how it angles from the left to the right. Consequently, when that flag is on that right section, you have to fly that ball every inch of the way.
All right. Next hole. Here we go.
Safely on deck. Oh, what a shot by Rory. Really total disdain for this hole.
Pretty good shot. Pretty good shot.
Can't hide the flag stick from Rory McIlroy. Shouldn't be a problem here. Good putt.
It's a good thing I play this on my phone.
Now it is Martin Keimer all alone. Not unlike that tree up in the distance. They actually called that one Lone Fir here at 15. So McIlroy is the chaser.
And not only is he chasing, Rich, he has to get this up and down. Very difficult flop shot. This is a high-risk shot. Trying to get that ball up very quickly over the little pot bunker and then somehow get the ball to land soft on these very fast and very firm greens.
Blowing gas like Jamaicans. We bust cage like them hate. Fell in love with dead face. Fell in love. Don't fuck with my nigga, we race. No code up in the shredded statements. Boy, it ain't no cap in my rap, no cap. I really get in the yo. Put it all in, I got money trap. I'm really moving the pack. It ain't no rats in my trap. Free smoke, who won't stack? Free smoke, run down on my out, let them have. Slide on this block out of match. Drowning in money back, yo. Caught some, I trap for a reason. Shut up, ho, you doing too much. Bitch, you work for
Pretty good shot right there.
Rich, you get that feeling there's going to be a moment. I think that moment is now.
Trying to clean this up, make his par.
My brother's purse. Tell me mess with you. I don't know how to act. Pillow with the Glock in my hand with my money at. Whole lot of bands, yeah, I need a lot of
That is a solid par putt.
I'm getting the putting down better. That's good.
Final few holes to play, especially of a major championship like the US Open. It's what you work so hard for. It's what you've put all those hours of practice in for, and this is your moment. This is your moment to see what you've got against the best players in the world and test yourself at the ultimate level. There's obviously a lot of pressure. You don't want to let an opportunity like this pass you by. You don't want to let it slip. So to stay really focused, really concentrated, try to take one shot at a time, try and put the result out of your mind, control what you can control. But saying that, it is difficult with so many things going on around you, whether it be the crowds or it could be the person that you're going up against. There's so many things that you can't control, but the things that you can control, that's what you have to concentrate on, and that's what you have to try and do to the best of your ability. And if you can do that, that's what gives you the best chance to try and win a huge tournament like the US Open.
Well, you couldn't ask for anything more. We're at the 17th, tie atop the leaderboards. Two former U.S. Open champions, 2 holes left to play. This is really one of golf's best moments.
And we're looking at 2 of golf's finest, and this hole isn't going to be about power, Rick. It's going to be about precision. And so aptly, this 17th hole is named Derailed. Somebody just might be derailed on this very hole.
Glock in my hand with my money, yeah. Whole lot of bands, yeah, I need a ladder, both feet in the door, ain't no turning back. Yes, I charge for features, yeah. Sound be mix your speakers, sound JMK the reach, I ball you in the bleachers. In school, I sold big mid blunts. Trap fell out with my teacher, but she said that I wouldn't be shit. Till I grew up, no, I'm no keeper.
They say it's all on me to win the U.S. Open, so I guess I gotta do this last 3 holes on my own. I'm 1 behind on lead, so let's take our first shot.
It ain't no cap in my rap, no cap. I really G in the yo, put it all and I got money track. I'm really moving the
Appears to be what they call a commercial play. Very solid.
No!
It was almost like that's what he wanted to do, but why would you want it to run?
I don't know. I didn't want it to run over the bat. I picked the wrong goddamn wedge.
Frank, you like his chances to walk away with a par here?
Well, with a good shot, Rich, yeah, that's certainly on the cards in that. And you think you just write a par down at the end of the hole. Don't tell anyone about it. It certainly won't affect the scorecard at the end of the day. So that's the goal right here.
my brother's purse. Tell me what you say, I don't know how to act. Feel it with the Glock in my hand with my money yet.
Well, this is how you build a good round, Frank. You just keep hitting greens.
You know, McElroy cleaning up here at 17.
In school, I sold big mid blunts. I fell out with my teacher. She said that I wouldn't be shit. Till I grew up, no, I'm no keeper. Now I fuck on my teacher. Jim K.
Sandy Mixon.
Workman-like hole, he walks away with a par.
I wanted that damn birdie.
One hole left to play here at the U.S. Open Championship. It all comes down to this, Frank. What does Rory need to do off the tee?
Considering it's a par 5 finishing hole, Rich, you would think that one of these two great players is going to make birdie. So for Rory, he's going to have to be the guy to make it first. He has the honor.
All right. Y'all heard what this is? I gotta make birdie. Gotta get my shit together. Gotta get it together fast if I want to win the Open.
What a great drive on the final hole.
You know, Rich, so often we associate U.S. Opens with just a straight slog, par after par, but this is a real treat. Keimer at his best, McElroy at their best, playing anything other than U.S. Open style. This is a totally different generation.
Brilliant golf by the two Europeans.
Turning back, yes, I charge for features. Yeah, sound be mix your speakers. Sound JMK the reach. I ball you in the bleachers. In school, I so big me.
That was alright shot. I'm hoping to do more rolling than anything. Bounce, bounce, bounce. Gotta go uphill with the shot a little bit. Right off the green. Time for the lead. I'm in the lead.
Let's see what the dominant number one player can do. Rory McIlroy now on the approach.
If I botch my shot, it's a wrap. I need to focus.
I'm really moving the pack. It ain't no rats in my trap. Free smoke, who won't stack? Free smoke, run down on my out, let them have. Slide on this block out of Mac. Drowning in money bag, yo. Cops on, I trap over cops.
Fuck!
Can still birdie the closing hole.
Could hear a pin drop right now. It all comes down to this. This is for the U.S. Open.
Don't press your luck, you get put on a shirt. Stop watching me, fool. You making me stop. My brother's purse. Tell me what you say. I don't know how to act. Feel it with the Glock in my hand with my money yet. Whole lot of bands, yeah, I need a ladder that. Both feet in the door, ain't no turning back. Yes, I charge for features. I do. Sound be mix your speakers. JMK the reach. I ball you in the bleachers. In school, I so big mid.
Whoa!
Frankie took plenty of time on this birdie putt. He looked at it from 3 different angles. He forgot one very important ingredient.
Yeah, pace. You can definitely fall in love with the line, even with approach shots as well, but obviously we see it.
The door was open, but Martin Keimer slammed it shut. Keimer, the U.S. Open champion yet again. It came down to the final hole. Keimer really put on a show. This will forever be remembered as one of the best finishes in major championship history.
Lose a lead or you lose a major, or
okay, so one thing I'm looking at right now with this game, I would say right now, one thing I'm looking
there's
at
obviously a lot of disappointment, but
is the fact that
think
it may not be as easy
you
to
use
play
that
as
as
you would
motivation
think.
for the next
This
one.
isn't a cell phone, this is console, so
that's the only way you can view it.
You have to look at things a little differently.
You
I hit the
can't
power right from
get
what it
down
said
about
it was
it
supposed to
because
be and
what's
everything, but it didn't
happened,
do
the
anything.
past is
So,
the past
I mean,
and
it
you
didn't.
move on,
What is
but you
effective?
use it as motivation.
My
not
first
to
shot
let
I
it
took
happen
off the
again.
wedge probably
You know,
was the
my
cause of
toughest
that.
loss was the 2011 Masters when
with that being
I
said,
had
we're
a
gonna jump
4-shot
into
lead
some
going into the final round.
some more golf, and I'm gonna get my
you know,
camera
completely
put back
blew
in
up on the
place because
back
I was watching
nine.
wrestling last night, and
yeah.
So
you know, it was a very tough moment for me. It was very disappointing, but I used that as motivation to say to myself, that's not going to happen again. That's not the player I am. That's not the player I want to be. And you know, I used it in a way that 70 days later, I won my first US Open and my first major. So sometimes disappointments can be catalysts for good things to happen in the future, and it's just how you react to it. And I feel like, you know, if you react to your disappointments in the right way, they can be very beneficial.
All right, so the cam is on. My mic's on. Game audio's on. Turn my fan down real quick. Let's get back into this golf, man. I really like golf, mostly because of my dad. So that's I've already done the prologue. gonna look at some stuff. We're gonna look at some things before we play. Okay, and for the sole purpose of
in school I so big
of the actual
I fell out with my teacher. She said that I wouldn't be shit.
the actual copyrights and stuff, so that these EA games can keep their copyrights and I don't have to be shut down for any type of anything. I'm gonna add French song in there, take off all the audio off.
Sam B mix your speakers. JMK the reacher. I ball you in the bleachers. In school I so big mid blunts. I fell out with my teacher. She said that I wouldn't be shit. Grew up, no, I'm no keeper. Now I fuck on my teacher. JMK. Walked in feeling like a baby, with 2 frees, baby on baby. Got big bang, J little bank, big bank. Felt that shit, fuck you, pay me. Felt that shit. My dog, that my best, my dog. Plus in that brick, I'm taxing. He keep me with some things. He so beyond weight, big fast. I'm more than hot, let's give a hate. I'm hot on my fuck shit, I'm on that fuck with the law. Fuck, I live how I want, I humble myself. I humble myself, but hey, fuck, but I'm still mama's son. Yeah, federal state, federal came home from out of pen. Not once again, right now we gon' win. We trust that money for the kids. We still raw, it is what it is. I'm my brother's keeper. I can gave it years. I take your life cause you ain't in the heads. We don't go in the field. We run shit, we studs up. Playing with the gang, get bust. We run shit, we step this up. Playing with the gang,
I don't know what to pick. Should I pick Prodigy, Collegiate, or Instruct?
Glock in my hand with my money, yeah. Whole lot of bands, yeah, I need a lot of that. Both feet in the door, ain't no turning back. Yes, I charge for features. Yeah, Sam B mix your speakers. Sound JMK the reacher. I ball you in the bleachers. In school, I so big mid blunts. Trap fell out with my teacher. She said that I wouldn't be shit. Till I grew up, no, I'm no keeper. Now I fuck on my teacher. There you go, JMK. I'm in the field with my gangsters, blowing gas like Jamaicans. We bust cage like them hate. Fell in love with dead face. Don't fuck with my nigga, we race. No code of finish, shredding statements. Boy, it ain't no cap in my rap, no cap. I really G in the yo. Put it all in, I got money trap. I'm really moving the pack. It ain't no rats in my trap. Free smoke, who won't stack? Free smoke, run down on my out, let them have. Slide on this block, automatic. Drowning in the money bag, yo. Cops on, I trap for a reason. Shut up, ho, you doing too much. Bitch, you worthless, to be honest, please. Be cautious, unannounced to us. Real wrecking, real fuck with us. Fuck that bitch, all us. Fuck that, run through the team, all us. Run through the team, up, ball on the shooter alert. Fuck it up, don't press your luck, you get put on a shirt. Stop watching me, fool, you making me stop. My brother's purge. Tell me messing with your sound. I don't know how to act. Pull it with the Glock in my hand with my money, yeah. Whole lot of bands, yeah, I need a lot of that. Both feet in the door, ain't no turning back. Yes, I charge for features. I do. Sam B mix your speakers. JMK the reacher. I ball you in the bleachers. In school, I so big mid blunts. I fell out with my teacher. She said that I wouldn't be shit. Grew up, no, I'm no keeper. Now I fuck on my teacher. Fuck. JMK.
Sam B mixing.
I'm messing with the sound. I don't know how to act. Still with the Glock in my hand with my money, yeah. Whole lot of bands, yeah, I need a lot of that. Both feet in the door, ain't no turning back. Yes, I charge for features. Yes, sound be mix your speakers. JMK the reacher. I ball you in the bleachers. In school I so big mid blunts. I fell out with my teacher. She said that I wouldn't be shit. Grew up, no, I'm no keeper. Now I fuck on my teacher. JMK. I walked in feeling like a baby. With 2 feet, baby on baby. Got big bang, take little bang. Big bang, felt that shit. Fuck you, pay me. Felt that shit. My dog, that my best. My dog. Plus in that brick on taxing. He keep me with some things. He so beyond weight, big facts. I'm more than hot. Let's give a hate. I'm hot on my fuck shit. I'm on that fuck with the law. Fuck, I live how I want. I humble myself. I humble myself. But hey, fuck, but I'm still mama's son. Yeah, federal state. Federal came with my dick. Not one right now. We trust that money.
The ability to break free.
Still raw. It is what it is. It is
To
my
experience golf in ways you never thought possible. Taking your game to levels once only dreamed of. Welcome to the next generation of golf. This is EA Sports Rory McIlroy PGA Tour. Hello again, everyone. This is Rich Lerner here to walk you through some lessons on how to play EA Sports Rory McIlroy PGA Tour. We'll start with lessons that teach you how to set up different shots. Let's get started.
I follow you in the bleachers. In school, I so big mid blunts. I fell out with my teacher. She said that I wouldn't be shit. Till I grew up, no, I'm no keeper. Now I fuck on my teacher. There you go. JMK. I'm in the field with my gangsters, blowing gas like Jamaicans. We bust K's like them hate. Fell in love with dead face. Don't fuck with my niggas, we race. No code of finish, shredded statements. Boy, it ain't no cap in my route, no cap. I really G in the yo. Put it all in, I got money trap. I'm really moving the pack. It ain't no rats in my trap. Free smoke, who won't stack? Free smoke, run down on my out, let them have. Slide on this block, automatic. Drowning in the money bag, yo. Cops on, I trap for a reason. Shut up, ho, you doing too much. Bitch, you worthless, to be honest, please. Be cautious, unannounced to us. Real wrecking, real for with us. Fuck that bitch, all us. Fuck that, run through the chain, all us. Run through the chain, it up, ball on the shooter alert. Fuck it up, don't press your luck, you get put on a shirt. Stop watching me, fool, you making me stop. My brother's perks. Tell me what you sound. I don't know how to act. Pull it with the Glock in my hand with my money yet. Whole lot of bands, yeah, I need a ladder that. Both feet in the door, ain't no turning back. Yes, I charge for features. I do. Sound be mix your speakers. Facts. JMK the reacher. I ball you in the bleachers. In school, I so big mid blunts. I fell out with my teacher. She said that I wouldn't be shit. Till I grew up, no, I'm no keeper. Now I fuck on my teacher. Fuck. JMK.
Sam be mixing.
On the mess with what you sound. I don't know how to act. Pull it with the Glock in my hand with my money yet. Whole lot of bands, yeah, I need a ladder that. Both feet in the door, ain't no turning back. Yes, I charge for features. Yes, sound be mix your speakers. JMK the reacher. I follow you in the bleachers. In school, I so big mid blunts. I fell out with my teacher.
Appreciate y'all for watching, sticking around.
No, I'm no keeper. Now I fuck on my teacher. JMK. I walked in feeling like a baby. With 2 feet, baby on baby. Got big bang, take little bang. Big bang, felt that shit. Fuck you, pay me. Felt that shit. My dog, that my best. My dog. Plus in that brick on taxing. He keep me with some things. He so beyond weight, big facts. I'm more than hot. Let's give a hate. I'm hot on my fuck shit. I'm on that fuck with the law. Fuck, I live how I want. I humble myself. I humble myself. But hey, but I'm still mama's son. Yeah, federal state. Federal came home out of pen. Not once again, right now we gon' win. We trust that money for the kids. We still raw. It is what it is. I'm my brother's keeper. I gave it years. I take your life cause you ain't in the head. We don't go in the field. We run shit, we still up. Playing with the gang, get bust. We run shit, we step this up. Playing with the gang, get bust. Boom, boom. On the mess with what you sound. I don't know how to act. Pull it with the Glock in my hand with my money yet. Whole lot of bands, yeah, I need a ladder that. Both feet in the door, ain't no turning back. Yes, I charge
household
for
names,
features.
rising stars. A club where membership is earned yearly with time, sweat, and dedication. This week, 50 players will gain entry into this exclusive fellowship. The top 25 from the regular season have already secured their spots. Another 25 spots up for grabs here this week. Some dreams will be realized. Others will have to wait another day. Who will be next to join the likes of
Jason Duffy, Grant Snedeker, Keegan Bradley, is the next great Web.com Tour graduate.
I'm trying to take on every tour.
It ain't no rats in my trap. Free smoke, who won't stay? Free smoke, run down on my out, let them have. Slide on this block out of mat. Drowning in the money bag, yo. Cops on, I trap for a reason. Shut up, ho, you doing too much. Bitch, you worthless, to be honest, please. Be cautious, unannounced.
EA Sports and the Web.com Tour proudly present opening round coverage of the Web.com Tour Championship. This is the fourth and final stop of the Web.com Tour Finals. Pressure-packed environment, 50 PGA Tour cards are up for grabs. Frank, this is a great day for golf, and the conditions here at Ponte Vedra Beach, Florida, look to be really good.
Rich, scoring conditions are absolutely optimal today. Expect to see a lot of low numbers.
In school, I so big mid-blast. I fell out with my teacher. She said that I wouldn't be shit. Said I grew up, no, I'm no keeper. Now I fuck on my teacher. Fuck. JMK.
Sandy Mix.
You know what I'm saying?
Action resuming early on the back nine. Let's go to hole number 11. Has not been a stellar performance to this point, but Frank, not too bad.
When you consider 4-round events, Rich, you're going to have a period where there's a little lull. As long as you can minimize the damage over the course of 4 days, it turns out all right.
She said that I wouldn't be shit. Said I grew up, no, I'm no keeper. Now I fuck on my teacher. JMK. Got up there feeling like a baby. With 2 feet, baby on baby. Got big bang chain.
Frank, there's fairway, there's rough, and then there's mulch.
Yeah, the worst thing about the mulch is all these little chips around the ball, and that's so the ball doesn't sit up. And once again, this shot might look easy, but if you just miss it a bit, it so exaggerates the outcome.
Into the tall cabbage, that ball is swallowed up. About 145 yards left here. Missed that one, and it is going towards the rough. Frank in a bit of trouble here at the par 5, missing the green on that third shot.
You're just battling to make par. And this is going to be difficult.
That shot right there from that lie in the rough to knock it that close, that's good. Getting set now over the putt.
In school, I so big mid-blast. Fell out with my teacher. She said that I wouldn't be shit. Said I grew up, no, I'm no keeper. Now I fuck on my teacher. There you go. JMK. Get in the bed with my gangsters. Blowing gas like Jamaica.
Still even par for the day. Here now the 12th hole at the TPC Sawgrass. It's a 358-yard par 4, so short on the card, Frank, but obviously a challenge. What's the key here?
Once again, trying to find that right position on the fairway, and that's down the right side. Anything down the left, that mound is going to block your view.
All right.
That's an absolute beauty.
All right.
Now the approach to the 12th, Frank. What's the player looking at?
Well, it's a fun shot here for the second shot, especially if you've driven it down the right side, because then you can see the flag no matter where it is on the green.
Yes, I charge for features. I do. Sound be mix your speakers. JMK to reach JMK. I ball you in the beaches. In school, I so big mid-blast. I fell out with
Oh, nice strike, Rich. Not quite directly in line with the flag.
Just drifting a bit to the right, but he'll settle. That is an excellent play right there. The approach, giving him another good look. These putts keep the round together.
Yes, I charge for features. Yes, sound be mix your speakers. JMK to reach JMK. I ball you in the beaches. In school, I so big mid-blast. I fell out with my teacher. She said that
Starting to move on this leaderboard now, Frank.
Got a nice look to it. Who's who?
Oh yeah. Starting to move on that
17
leaderboard,
has so
baby.
much attention here at the TPC Sawgrass, but 13 par 3 is exciting in its own right.
It is, and it's actually more difficult than 17. One of the reasons it's longer, and also the green here. 17 obviously has two sections in it, front and top. This has, I don't think there's a flat piece on it. And every now and again we watch a ball roll all over this green and actually find the cup for the odd ace.
Well, this one should be safely on deck here.
Motherfucker. Shit.
Chance for birdie after that beautiful shot.
Shit, I didn't want to drive past that motherfucker.
Frank,
It's
I'm
going
not saying
right
he
past
should
his
pull
little
out driver here, but this is a long putt.
Greens are fast though. You never know. Good line, good pace. Might have a chance.
Always two components to the long lag putt, the speed, number one, and then the read. Missed out on that second part. Pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business.
I'm in the field with my gangsters, blowing gas like Jamaicans. We bust cage like them hate. Fell in love with dead face. Don't fuck with my nigga, we race. No code of finish, shred a statement. Boy, it ain't no cap in my rap, no cap. I really G in the yo. Put it all in, I got money trap. I'm really moving the pack.
Good stroke right there. That's a par, and stays at 1 under.
learning curve.
Frank, the 14th hole. A lot has happened here over the
I
years.
think it's the litmus test on the back nine. That's where things really start to heat up. It looks like a straightforward tee shot, but often the eyes wander to that water down the left side. And of course, if you think about that, you invariably fire the ball towards the right, where those hillocks and thick rough is, and virtually no chance of reaching the par 4 and 2. There's a bunker over there.
I think he's headed for it. So that ball nestles down in the rough. Just got away a little bit on that tee ball.
Damn.
Second shot coming out of the rough here.
In school, I so big I fell out with my teacher. She said that I wouldn't be shit. Grew up, no, I'm no keeper. Now I fuck on my teacher. Fuck.
Sandy Mixon.
Headed for the bunker? That one is in the bunker. Plays the face open. He'll try to pop this one out. And he's made the green. Good 20-footer here.
What does it look like?
I live how I want, I humble myself. But hey, fuck, but I'm still mama's son. Yeah, federal state, federal came home from out of pen. Now once again, right now we gon' win. We try to stack money for the kids. We trap, we still rock. It is what it is. It is my first keep. I can give it, yeah. I take your life.
Oh, he's gonna love it. Great putt.
Yeah.
We run shit, we studs up.
That putt.
Now to the 15th, and Frank, I know this is a hole that you really like.
Yeah, it gets no respect in my book, which I think is a shame. Just a nice dogleg to the right. And really two good shots. And a 3 here, which is actually a rarity. It sets you up for those closing 3 holes. Too often people just keep loading up on it.
Look at the coil there.
That is burning through the atmosphere. Look at that thing. It's got a tail on it.
That's like a rocket ship. That one was launched by NASA.
Ooh.
Frankie, he put the thumb down on that one.
It's still going. Look, you've got to get that thumb going as quick as you can. That is hot warp speed.
We bust cage like them hate. Fell in love with dead face. Don't fuck with my nigga, we race. No code of finish, shred a statement. Boy, it ain't no cap in my rap, no cap. I really G in the yo. Put it all in, I got
This is a good-looking shot. Frank, not just a player, but an artist. Beautiful work right there.
The only thing I can say, Rich, is that was Sevier.
And getting ready for the putt.
too much. Bitch, you work to be honest, please. Be cautious, unannounced to us. Real wrecking, real for us.
Motherfucker hit that bitch. Almost missed that bitch though.
In for birdie and now 2 under for the tournament.
Don't press your luck, you get put on the show. Stop watching me do, you making me stop.
Second round coverage coming your way tomorrow. For our entire crew, I'm Rich Slaughter alongside Frank Novelo. So long for now.
Yes, I charge for features. I do. Sound be mix your speakers.
Okay, so I went from level 1 to level 3 in a matter of what? I played 4 holes. I got 2 birdies, 2 pars. That's not bad. And I wanted the eagle on the
Sandy Mixon.
On the mess, what you say? I don't know how to act. Sit with the Glock in my hand, with my money yet. Whole lot of bands, yeah, I need a lot of that. Both feet in the door, ain't no turning back. Yes, I charge for features. Yes, sound be mix your speakers. JMK the reach. I ball you in the bleachers. In school, I so big mid blunts. I fell out with my teacher. She said that I wouldn't be shit. Grew up, no, I'm no keeper. Now I fuck on my teacher. JMK. I walked in feeling like a baby, with 2 feet, baby on baby. Got big bang, take little bank, big bang. Felt that shit, fuck you, pay, felt that shit. My dog, that my best, my dog. Plus in that brick on taxing. He keep me with some thrash. He so beyond weight, big fast. I'm more than hot, let's give a hate. I'm hot on my fuck shit, I'm on that fuck with the law. Fuck, I live how I want, I humble myself. I humble myself, but hey, fuck, but I'm still mama's son. Yo, federal state, federal came home out of pen. Not once again, right now we gon' win. We trust that money for the kids. We still raw, it is what it is. I'm my brother's keeper.
Like
I can give it, yeah. I take your life cause you ain't in the heads. We don't go in the field. We run shit, we still up. Playing with the gang, get bust. We run shit, we step it up. Playing with the gang, get bust. Boom, boom. On the mess of what you say, I don't know how to act. Pull up with the Glock in my hand, with my money, yeah. Whole lot of bands, yeah, I need a lot of that. Both feet in the door, ain't no turning back. Yes, I charge for features. Yeah, sound be mix your speakers. Sound JMK the reach. I ball you in the bleachers. In school, I so big mid blunts. Trap fell out with my teacher. She said that I
Second
would
round.
be shit. Till I grew up, no, I'm no
2 under.
keeper. Now I fuck on my teacher. There you go. JMK. I'm in the bill with my gangsters. Blowing gas like Jamaicans. We bust cage like them hate. Fell in love with dead face. Don't fuck with my nigga.
EA Sports and the Web.com Tour proudly present second round coverage of the Web.com Tour Championship. Moving into the second round of the Web.com Tour Championship, the 4th and final stop of the Web.com Tour Finals. And Frank, you can feel the pressure building.
You certainly can, Rich, and I expect that we're going to see more of what we saw yesterday, which is some fearless golf. And these guys are playing for a PGA Tour card, and they're not backing down.
Real wrecking, real for us. Fuck with us. Fuck that bitch, all us. Fuck that, run through the chain, all us. Run through the ticket up, ball on the shooter, alert it up. Don't press your luck, you get put on a show. Stop watching me do.
Hole number 13 here at Sawgrass, tricky 181-yard par 3.
You don't have to hit directly at this flag. When that flag's at the back there, you can use the contour. When it's on the left, once again, you can use the ridge in the middle of the green. Matter of fact, one of the hardest hole locations is when it's in the front right, because that's when you have to
went
hit
50% on the last round.
I fell out with my teacher. She said that I wouldn't be shit. Grew up, no, I'm no keeper. Now I fuck on my teacher. Fuck. JMK.
Sandy Mixon.
On the mess of what you say, I don't know how to act. Sit with the Glock in my hand, with my money, yeah. Whole lot of bands, yeah, I need a lot of that. Both feet in the door, ain't no turning back.
Frank, as we watch the Web.com Tour Finals, anyone in particular you think could be a breakout star? Someone like a Keegan Bradley, who jumped right out onto the PGA Tour and won the PGA Championship in his first ever start in a major.
Well, this player that I'm looking at right now,
Good shot.
Look at that. A prodigy since the age of 2. A lot of people in the golf world have just been waiting for you to finally get to this point. And, well, time for me to watch. Time for you to play.
Well, there's an opportunity wasted.
Just knocking in for a par, and let's forget about this one. Golf is not about perfect. It's going to hurt the course.
Definitely going to hurt the cause. Definitely going to hurt the cause. I wanted to go 3 under right there. That was my 3 under right there.
Frank Tiger certainly had his adventures here at 14.
Well, we'll never forget that. Spun it left. In the end, was very, very lucky to get away with 6. Had it been 7, Garcia might have just caught him at the post, but he will, and we will, never forget 14.
Line him up. We ain't excited yet like y'all is.
Second shot.
She said that I wouldn't be shit till I grew up. No, I'm no keeper. Now I fuck on my teacher. There you go. Jim K. I'm in the bill with my gangsters. Blowing gas like Jamaicans. We bust K's like them hate. Fell in love with dead face. Fell in love. Don't fuck with my nigga, we race. No code of finish, shredded statements. Boy, it ain't no cap in my route. No cap. I really G in the yo. And the yo. Put it all in, I got money trap. I'm really moving the pack. It ain't no rats in my trap. Free smoke, who wants that? Free smoke, run down on my out, let them have it.
Frank, on the Web.com tour, you're not playing in the big cities under the bright lights the way they do on the PGA Tour, but you are playing 72 holes, and you do need to go low, not unlike the PGA Tour, if you want to be successful.
On the outside, it might look like the bare bones of professional golf, but you play for less money. You know, you're driving yourself around, you're paying your own expenses. This is how you find, really, how much you got. Are you prepared for the long haul? And then whatever you learn over that period of time on the Web.com, you realize, are you tough enough, are you strong enough? Because all of those skills that develop are what will serve you in great stead on the PGA Tour.
It toughens a player up. We've seen it with guys like Matt Kuchar, with Tom Lehman. Lehman won a major championship. With Zach Johnson, another major champion. These are all guys who had to grind it out on the Web.com tour before graduating to the PGA Tour.
Sandy Nixon.
Good effort and good par putt.
I ain't really like it.
Back to the TPC Sawgrass.
I welcome all the criticism about how fucked up that round.
Finishing stretch. And Frank, what's in store for the players here?
Another one of those par 4s around 450 yards. Ideally, hit a tee shot down the right side, keeping it away from that bunker. But that's a flat bunker down the right with no lip, so it's still not too bad. Biggest problem here is that green. So many undulations on the screen. Rich, there's nothing worse than this. This might look alright, but in the mulch, this is a
soundtrack brought to you by Jumpman Kilo.
About nothing.
I get it.
Now playing the second here at par 4.
Yeah, the soundtrack is brought to you by Jumpman Kilo. The name of the song is called "Fuck My Teachers." I'm playing music from people who I know, you know what I'm saying, instead of people who will get me banned, which their game music, EA game, have their copyright, so that's why that's happening.
On the mental, what you say, I don't know how to act. Pull up with the Glock in my hand with my money, yeah. Whole lot of bands, yeah, I need a lot of that. Both feet in the door, ain't no turning back. Yes, I charge for features, yeah. Sound B, mix your speakers.
Why I left again? Water.
This one doesn't look good.
There's water over there.
That ball down just a bit in that heavy rough. Frank, this is always such a difficult spot for a golfer. You just hit one out of bounds, you're trying to regroup.
He's going to need to more than regroup now.
Getting set now for his 4th shot. Took the penalty after hitting it out of bounds.
Yeah, this can get away from him here.
Another good swing, and it looks like, Frank, another really good shot.
Rich, that was some shot out of the rough. I really didn't think he could even get that on the green.
Well, just to get it on the green, as you say, I think is a big win.
All right, that put me back one shot.
There you have it. Well done. Great.
For me, it's a lot of different mechanics
Frank,
between
fans watching, they love excitement in the game.
playing it
16's
on
an
like
exciting
phone,
goal, isn't it?
Well, that's where you
playing
get
on
it, because
console.
you hear the roars. You start to see the big crowds that go all the way around 16, 17, and 18T. You feel where you are in the tournament, too. A movement that starts at 16 can be carried
I'm
all
gonna get
the
man
way
throw
to
my
the
game out the
clubhouse.
window because I'm gonna just play golf.
In school, I so big mid. I fell out with my teacher. She said that I wouldn't be shit. So I grew up, no, I'm no keeper. Now I fuck on my teacher.
I keep hitting that bitch wide left,
Sandy
man.
Mixon.
So I'm so early on my drawback.
Oh, man, not a good shot at all.
It was wicked.
Yes, I charge for features. Yes, Sam B makes your speakers. JMK to reach out. I bought you in the beaches. In school, I so big mid.
Frank made this hole just a little bit harder hitting it into the rough.
I would say a lot harder.
And a 130-yard shot now.
Got chalked in, feeling like a baby. With 2 feet, baby on baby. Got big bang, tell you little bang, big bang. Felt that shit, fuck you, pay. Felt that shit. My dog, that my best, my dog. Plus in that brick on Jackson. He keep me.
Frank in a bit of trouble here at the par 5, missing the green on that third shot.
You're just battling to make par. This is going to be difficult.
I live how I want, I humble myself. But hey, fuck, but I'm still mama's son. Yeah, federal state, federal came home my opinion. Not once again, right now we gon' win. We try to stay money for the kids. It is what it is.
Inside 20 feet, never bad.
18 feet to be exact.
This one just requires a little bit of focus.
Playing with the gang, get bust. We run, shit, we step it up. Playing with the gang, get bust. Boom, boom. On the mess, what you say? I don't know how to act. Pull up with the Glock in my hand, with my money, yeah. Whole lot of bands, yeah, I need a lot of that. Both beat in the joint, I turn back. Yes,
Oh, I thought he had that. Frank, let's hope he doesn't make double bogey now.
That's the saddest coming out in your rich.
In school, I so big mid.
So they'll tap in.
With my teacher, but she said that I wouldn't be shit. So I grew up, no, I'm no keeper. Now I think on my teacher. There you go. Jim K.
So not his best work.
Back to where I started.
Walk away with a bogey.
We was caged like them hate. Fell in love with dead face.
Frank, if the winds kick up, you could see carnage here at 17.
Well, just to give you an example, Rich, back in 2007, 93 balls. That's the best players in the world found the lake. 2005, 65. So, what would the mere mortal do?
Free smoke, who won't stack? Free smoke, run down on my out, let them have. Slide in this block out of match.
Good looking shot right here. That is a beauty, a real beauty.
Gotta take my time to get these shots right, man.
Par, previous round.
My brother's purge. Tell me what you say. I don't know how to act. Pull with the Glock in my hand with my money, yeah. Whole lot of bands, yeah, I need a lot of that. Both feet in the door, ain't no turning back. Yes, I charge for features. I do. 7B makes your speakers.
That might go unnoticed, Rich, but that birdie sneak inside the top 15.
People always talk about 17 being visually intimidating. Frank, what about 18?
If there's a little bit of wind off the right, the tee shot is so much easier. But if that wind is coming off the water, not only do you see the water and the wooden bulkheads, you see all the rough and the trees on the right. And of course, then you start bringing 5, 6, 7, even 8 into play. That's what makes this tee shot so hard.
This is the second shot at the par 4.
She said that I wouldn't be shit. So I grew up, no, I'm no keeper. Now I fuck on my teacher.
No, motherfucker.
Oh, looked like he caught a flyer right there, Frank.
Well, I don't know what he caught. This is way too much.
Into the thick stuff. That's a difficult lot.
Remember, out of the rough. Expect the ball to jump forward a little bit.
So beyond weight, big facts. I'm more than hot, let's give a hate. I'm on my fuck shit. I'm on that fuck with the law. Fuck, I live how I want. I humble myself. But I'm still on the sun.
How about that shot right there from that wide in the rough to knock it that close? That's good. Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. Wow, that's disappointing. Chance to get too deep from one hole and you leave it short.
Well, the good thing is he didn't miss it, right? It didn't go past and miss. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We'll never know.
Okay. Still has a chance for birdie, too.
Right, okay. I like that positive attitude. Well, that was a tricky one, but it's in.
So that is the end of the second round. I can't wait to get back at it tomorrow, Frank.
We've got a great leaderboard right now, Rich. So many players in contention. Golf course, there's enough blend of good and hard holes. Really, it's up for grabs.
Okay, so I'm not like really excited right now. I was up 2, down 2. Yeah, my overall up, but I see it's different from the cell phone, because in the cell phone you can like purchase little shit. I mean, you can probably purchase little shit in here, but I'm not doing all that. More or less grinding at the same time. Just trying to figure it out.
It ain't no rats in my trap. Free smoke, who wants that? Free smoke, run down on my out, let them have it.
Appreciate y'all for rocking with us.
Drowning in money back, yo. Cops on, I trap for a reason. Shut up, ho, you doing too much. Bitch, you worthless, to be honest, please. Be cautious, unannounced to us. Real wrecking, real
EA Sports and the Web.com Tour proudly present third round coverage of the Web.com Tour Championship. We are into the third round of the Web.com Tour Championship, the fourth and final stop of the Web.com Tour Finals. 50 PGA Tour cards up for grabs, dreams about to be made.
It's amazing what's ahead of these young players, Rich. Not just getting through the next 2 rounds, but also trying to suppress perhaps what might be for them next year.
Sam be mixing.
On the mess with what you say, I don't know how to act. Still with the Glock in my hand, with my money at. Whole lot of bands, yeah, I need a lot of that.
Frank, what's so much fun about TPC Sawgrass is the excitement that it generates for a fan and how many different holes there are. 12 is a good example.
Yeah, 12 looks like it's fresh from Scotland. You can see why Pete Dye spent a lot of time over there. Tee shot looks straight away, but the second shot is blind. The shots you get in Scotland with a wedge where you just see the top of the flagstick and you've got to really guesstimate on the yardage that you have. But a good wedge shot and someone that can judge their distance, this is certainly a birdie hole.
That is tasty looking right there. Just a perfect spot in the fairway.
That is prime real estate. How do you get a lie like that? Seriously, you could hit any club from there.
Why is it even taking the shots?
So the second of the par 4 goes back there, and now I'll have to rely on the short game.
The short game, as we all know, can redeem a lot of mistakes. See if he does it here.
Thought he was supposed to be taking
Just
shot.
a superb shot.
You're not going to see much better than that all day today.
Getting set now over the putt. Workman-like hole. He walks away with a par.
Bullshit.
Frank, so much focus on the back 9 here at the stadium course at TPC Sawgrass on the 17th hole with the island green. I think 13 gets lost sometimes, but the pros know this is a really good hole.
Oh, it can be disastrous too. That's, I think, what you're referring to, Rich. There's a big ridge in the middle of the screen that bisects the top side with the bottom side on the left. So even when the flag's on the left, you don't have to go directly at it, because that normally causes the problem with the wooden bulkheads down the left side, and obviously the water left of that. So something on the ridge can often run down towards the left. But we have seen the odd hole-in-one here over the years.
Pretty good shot right there.
Even par, currently.
Frank, nothing really went the player's way this week.
Yeah, if this was motor racing, you'd say it's a case of having 4 flat tires.
And through the years, Frank, it has gotten the best of the best, hasn't it?
We've seen Tiger Woods hit it left. We've seen Vijay Singh hit it left. We've seen so many players in the water down the left. Conversely,
thank goodness, Frank, back on dry land here.
As long as this one avoids it.
So this will be the third shot after taking the drop with the ball going in the water.
She said that I wouldn't be shit. Grew up, no, I'm no keeper. Now I fuck on my teacher. Fuck. JMK.
Sandy mixing.
On the mental, what you say? I don't know how to act. Sitting with the Glock in my hand, with my money, yeah. Whole lot of bands, yeah, I need a lot of that. Both feet in the door, ain't no turning back. Yes, I charge for features. Yes, Sam B, mix your speakers. JMK, the reach. I ball you in the bleachers. In school, I so big, mid-class. I fell out with my teacher. She said that I wouldn't be shit. Said I grew up, no, I'm no keeper. Now I fuck on my teacher. JMK. Got caught there feeling like a baby. With 2 feet, baby on baby. Got big bang, J little bang, big bang. Felt that shit, fuck you, pay. Felt that shit. My dog, that my best, my dog. Plus in that brick on taxing. He keep me with some things. He so beyond way, big bang.
Seems to like it. Headed for the green. It is on the green, but that will be a tough putt on the way. Frank, I'm not saying he should pull out driver here, but this is a long putt.
Greens are faster. You never know. Good line, good pace. Might have a chance.
I take your life cause you in the head. We don't go in the field. We run shit, we still so. Playing with the gang, get bust. We run shit, we step it up. Playing with the gang, get bust. Boom, boom. On the mental, what you say? I don't know how to act. Pulling with the Glock in my hand with my money, yeah. Whole lot of bands, yeah, I need a lot of that.
Frank, how do you explain what we saw here?
It's a mess.
That man about to have a fit on the field. Y'all see this?
Anything that could go wrong, not just probably, it did.
Just before we get to what they call the gauntlet, 16, 17, and 18, 15 requires all of your attention, doesn't it, Frank?
Personally, I think this is the prettiest hole on the golf course, Rich. I've actually often gone back there and taken pictures. Just a gentle dogleg to the right. You come out of the chute. Seems to be a generous fairway. You just get a little view of the bunker down the right side, but virtually there's no lip there, so that's not a concern. The green, all sorts of weird and wonderful waves on it. Well protected by a big bunker on the left and these 2 little pop bunkers out on the right that, well, if your first time around, you might notice.
Into the tall cabbage, that ball is swallowed up. Ball sitting down here in the rough, he's digging in.
Run through the chain, all us. Run through the chain, up, all on shooter, alert it up. Don't press your luck, you get put on a show. Stop watching me, fool.
Get down, look out.
It's over. The green.
Frank, it hit the green, but just didn't have enough backspin.
So you wonder what he's thinking on that.
Frank, you can see by the reaction, it has been that kind of week. Just a few too many pars.
Way too many pars.
Don't forget, the final round comes your way tomorrow. For our entire crew, so long for now.
Sandy mixing.
I don't know how to act. Sitting with the Glock in my hand with my money, yeah. Whole lot of bands, yeah, I need a lot of that. Both feet in the door, ain't no turning back. Yes, I charge for features. Yes, Sam B, mix your speakers. JMK, the reach. I ball you in the bleachers. In school, I so big mid-blunts. I fell out with my teacher. She said that I wouldn't be shit. Said I grew up, no, I'm no keeper. Now I fuck on my teacher. JMK. Got caught there feeling like a baby. With 2 feet, baby on baby. Got big bang, J little bang, big bang. Felt that shit, fuck you, pay. Felt that shit. My dog, that my best, my dog. Plus in that brick on taxing. He keep me with some thrash. He so beyond weight, big fat.
EA Sports and the Web.com Tour proudly present final round coverage of the Web.com Tour Championship. It is the final round of the Web.com Tour Championship, the last stop of the Web.com Tour Finals, and what a huge day it is, Frank.
One round will determine whether they graduate from the Web.com or back again here next year. The chance of graduation, though, the richest play with the greats of the game, all on.